Welcome back to another episode of Blind Boys Politics, and we have returned once again for another week of your Friday news show.
Friday is finally here. Feels like it's been Tuesday for 3 weeks now. But we're here, it's Friday, at least that's what I've been told. It's Friday the 6th, not Tuesday the 3rd.
Well, you said it feels like it's been Tuesday for 3 weeks. It's only been 3 days, but what an eventful 3 days it's been.
And we still don't know the president.
No, we don't. Things are still being counted. States are still undecided. So we don't have any projected results at the moment. Nothing is...
At the time of recording, there's two very important things going on. One being Georgia is tied, and number two, Chris is running on very limited hours of sleep for the entire week.
Yeah, you've been a soldier. You've been a soldier throughout all of this because you've watched all the coverage. You've been making sure to keep up with all of that, and you did our research for this week as always. And
I can't wait until I'm reporting from Hawaii next week.
From Hawaii, huh?
Yeah, we're taking 3 weeks off as long as this election's stuck. But that's what's going on. Still don't know. Georgia's tied, so that adds more elements of fun.
Yeah, we'll continue to wait, see what happens. And if you're listening to this a little later on, we might know more, you guys, and we might know more by that time. But of course, we can't update as that goes. So at the time of recording, we know nothing as far as results go.
But as soon as we do know, we'll let you know.
But with that out of the way, why don't we jump into this week's news and info? And honestly, the election is a good place to start. So let's start there, shall we?
So, Nick, everyone thought we were going to have the results Tuesday, November 3rd, or first thing Wednesday morning. Well, that wasn't the case. And actually, that is quite normal, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, everyone's so used to here and now on their, we're all on our phones 24/7, especially with everything that's happened during the pandemic and all of that, with quarantine and everything. We're so used to being everything given to us immediately, just right here, right now, no problems. But that's not how this works, people.
Speaking of which, I just pulled my phone out of my pocket to check the latest news. See, here and now. See how? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But things take time. This is called a democracy. Democracy takes time. It takes time for votes to be counted because they want it to be accurate. They need to count every last vote. There is over 168 million ballots. That's what 2016 was. There was more this one. I don't remember the exact number, but there's a lot of ballots to get through, and it's not going to happen in 2 seconds.
Well, and you shouldn't want it to, because with something like the election, you're picking not only the president, but you're picking other government leaders to represent us, as states and as people. You're picking these people to represent us in our government for the next 4 years, and you don't want to rush that. You don't want to make that just go all the way through in one day. You want the numbers to get counted accurately. You want this whole thing to turn out, fairly. We want a fair election, so why would you ever want to rush it?
Nick, can I tell you a little secret?
We love secrets on the show. Promise we won't tell.
Promise you won't hit me.
Swear to it.
These are just the projected results. These aren't the certified results.
Right.
Now, has it ever happened in history where the projected is different than the certified? No. but it could still happen.
Well,
you never know.
And the main excuse for that would just become it's 2020. So many weird, wacky things have happened this year. The election hasn't been normal by any means. The way in which things have been handled isn't normal. So, I mean, anything could happen. Of course, yeah. If we want to look historically, there is no evidence that the official results will be any different than the projected ones. But yeah, like you said, Chris, it could change. It could, something else could happen, but we don't know yet. We don't know.
Now, the time period for the projected for the winner that we have versus the certified, that's called the canvass period. And during that period, it's generally when it's processed by the states of the election officially ensure that it is valid and counted correctly, comply results in each county district and township to get a state winner, make sure it's right, resolve any discrepancies, like recounts, and then correct errors. If there's any errors in ballot counting, that's when it is, and ensure the accuracy of the ballots, make sure everything is up to snuff, everything's exactly the way it should be.
Right. So for all those that think that the election process is just, election day, next day result, done, not even close.
Sorry.
There's still a lot to be done. There's still a lot to go through, a lot of processes, a lot of things are still not set in stone. So we're just going to have to continue to wait, continue to, just kind of roll with the punches and just see how everything turns out as we go along.
Now, you might be wondering, how do we determine these projected results? Well, we're going to tell you because we're the greatest.
We got all the information.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so with this process, it all comes down to facts and math. We get certified calls and projections from local sources and all that good stuff, and we get news as we go along, really.
And then to get the projections, it's not just the network on its own. It's all the networks working together. ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN, and AP, they all work together to make the decisions. It's not like CNN is on their own figuring out and Fox News is on their own figuring out. No, they have to work together to get the results.
Right.
It's not everyone for themselves, because then they could end up with different answers and it would just be a huge mess.
Of course, that doesn't mean that when while they're going through election night and things like that, news numbers will be different across networks, but generally they'll be pretty close, and then in the final result they'll be the same.
Now, they get their information from what they tell us off of the raw voter numbers that they get from the voter booth, the office, exit polling, and module polling that they're able to put together. Now, fun fact for you. We haven't had projected results for an election only 5 times, and that was 1960, 1980, 2000, 2014, and 2016, that we haven't had results before midnight, and now you can add 2020 to the list.
Yep. Yeah, and to be honest, it doesn't really surprise me that it has taken, it's like we said, things are going to take a little longer. Things are different this year. We have a lot of absentee ballots to count, and there are a lot of ballots in general to count. I mean, we saw record numbers of voters. Early voting, the numbers there broke all sorts of records. With the 2016 election, we had 168 million votes in total, and with early voting this time around, we had broken over 100 million. It was insane.
Right. So that's all we have for the election. There will be more news to come as it comes. We'll be talking about that Monday morning, I'm sure. But Nick, your favorite subject, TikTok. It's
my favorite subject. I don't know about that, friend.
Oh, I know it's your favorite.
Oh yeah, totally. But it is back. You are right about that. Yes.
The TikTok ban? It's on pause.
Oh boy.
Now, if you don't know what we're talking about, the president has 2 executive orders. One putting a ban on downloads of the app, and the other one gone, totally gone. Well, 3 TikTokers have filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration that put the November 12th ban on pause.
So yeah, these 3 TikTokers specifically were I might butcher these names just ahead of time, but don't kill me, please. So we have Dugmar, Cost, and Amal Chambers.
Now, they filed with a judge in Pennsylvania on the Commission on an Injunction to pause the ban. Now, that's a lot of words, but essentially, they just paused the ban. Paused. Well, not only did they make it into the court, the judge granted it in their favor.
Yep. Yeah, so, I mean, we're likely to see a repeal from the Trump administration.
That, it's a given. And then Trump administration's also in court for 2 other appeals. And they also had a court hearing on November 4th on one of them. We'll have more details on that Monday, because if you can't tell, it's the day after Election Day. A lot going on. So I'll have more details for you on Monday. But essentially, the Trump administration's not backing down. TikTok's not backing down. This is a messy battle, and it's not going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, from the very beginning of this whole thing, what was it, back in August when the whole thing started, if I remember correctly, it's been messy from the very beginning. The Trump administration has been very adamant about the ban. They've been trying to push as hard as they possibly can to get a ban. This is probably the biggest focus we've ever seen from the government on any kind of like social media platform. The attention towards it has been huge from them. Their attempts to ban it have just been so immense, and why would they back down now? Really, come this far, we're going to continue to fight it, and yeah, it's definitely going to be messy.
If you're wondering about the sale, that's put on pause. Nothing's been done because China did not approve the sale.
Yep. All of it's on pause. The ban's on pause. The sale's on pause. In other words, we're going nowhere.
Monday we'll have more answers on what came of the hearing on the 4th. But that's as much as we can tell you for right now. So, Nick, you know how earlier in the week we had election night? Well, it wasn't the only thing that passed in a vote.
No, it was not.
Marijuana is now legal in New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, they're not the first state to legalize pot, and they're just another on the list now. And
not much to tell there, but they're on the list. More states probably to follow.
Yeah, I mean,
not the first, like Nick said, but
of course, we've been having that list grow more and more. Vermont's been a legal state for marijuana for quite a while now. New York, I know before the pandemic started, was working on it. So now and now it's gotten to New Jersey. Pot is legal, guys.
Nick, that's actually a perfect transition into New York.
Why is that?
Governor Cuomo, Saturday morning, he announced that there is new travel laws put in effect. Remember before how every week it was updated on states that would be taken away or added to the travel advisory?
Right.
Now it's all 50 states. Anyone that travels out of state that lives here or traveling to New York, they need to quarantine for 3 days, and on day 4 they have the option to get the test or continue the 14-day quarantine.
Pretty crazy to see that these travel laws have had to extend to all the states. That just shows how much things in what direction things are going right now, how the numbers are surging. Numbers are surging pretty much all the way across the country right now.
Deaths are increasing across the country. And these governors that are holding say they don't want it back into their states, so that's why Governor Cuomo did it. I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if other governors follow suit.
It's only a matter of time. If the numbers continue to surge like this, we talked about it last week when talking about France shutting down, France and Germany. The U.S., if we continue this trend, if we continue this path, we are going to end up just like them. Our numbers are going to look horrible. We are going to have a major problem, more than we already do now, and we're going to have to just take these measures, try kind of shut ourselves in for a little bit at least, hopefully not for too long. But if numbers continue like this, I mean, we're definitely going to see more of this. We're definitely going to see more governors follow suit. It's just going to have to happen.
Well, that's all we have for this week. We talked about how the whole voting system works more in detail, more than we did on Monday. TikTok update, marijuana now legal in New Jersey. Travel advisory updated in New York. Time for Nick's favorite segment. And I know, Friday morning, I said it was our final dumb law. But to be completely honest with you guys, I've lost my mind. So I promise this one is our final one. Final dumb law until it goes to Wednesday.
We, I'll give you a break on that one, Chris, because it has been election week. We've been busy. You've especially been busy since you are our researcher, and you've been watching everything unfold as well. So definitely give you a reprieve.
You know what I think I need, Nick? I think I need a nap. Yeah. Election night may have gotten 3 hours of sleep. And if you guys don't know me, I know Nick knows me. If I don't get at least 5 hours of sleep, Chris turns a little crabby.
Run for the hills, guys. It's dangerous.
Especially if I hear something stupid.
Yeah. But Chris, for this final round of dumb laws before the transition, well, why don't you go first?
No, buddy. I want to let you have the honor of going first because it's your favorite segment.
All right. I'll take the honor. I'll go first. All right. So, for my dumb law today, we travel to the state of Kentucky, where a woman cannot marry the same man 4 times. This is a whole new example of the phrase, third time's the charm. You better hope it is. But,
I know people that have been married 3 times, but not to the same person. I will give it credit. I do know someone that's been married twice to the same person.
But 4 times. I feel like if
maybe 4 times is the charm because the second time for this person, it really worked out for them.
I mean,
they were married for 3 months. And then I think they got engaged for a 3rd time, but never tied the knot. So you know what, Nick? You can't judge until you've tried it, Maybe you need to go marry someone, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry. And then the 4th time, you'll be together until you die.
Look. I'm not a celebrity. That'll never work.
Well, Nick, I'm at celebrity status now, so I can do whatever I want.
Oh, of course. But, in all reality, though, if you're marrying someone, the same person, for the 4th time, I feel like even the 3rd time you have to start reevaluating everything. There's some questions that need to be asked. It's not even that I have questions. These people should have questions.
No, I'm really curious if the 4th time worked out for these folks.
Well, they can't marry the 4th time. It's illegal. Kentucky doesn't
The
allow it.
law had to be made for a reason.
Do you think like there was just someone who got too angry because someone tried to marry them for a fourth time?
I don't want it, because if I was the one that was arranging their wedding, the party planner for the fourth time, I'd be like, let's get you divorced once a month. Pay my bills, people.
Yeah, right. Just like, no, we're not doing this again. We're making this a law. This isn't happening.
No, I would be like,
come on, Cheryl.
I would be like, Fred, did you hear that Jackie, she ate too much wine and she's talking bad about you. Wedding's up. Check's non-refundable. Everyone knows the door.
So you're going to become like a scam artist, but not a scam artist at the same time.
I declined to answer.
My lawyer suggests that I don't answer that question.
Well, I want to travel to South Dakota.
All right.
Okay, get in our car. Vroom, vroom.
Lovely
Nick,
traveling sounds.
Don't fall asleep, Nick. We're going by a cheese factory. Don't fall asleep because it's illegal to fall asleep in a cheese factory. Vroom, vroom.
So I can fall asleep. Can I fall asleep next to the cheese factory?
I would play it safe and say no.
Oh.
Just make sure you don't fall asleep inside the cheese factory. My question is, who would fall asleep in a cheese factory? Cheese is delicious. Cheese is delicious. I would not fall asleep. I would fall asleep in... Oh, I get the law. You fall asleep in a coma because you ate too much cheese.
Like, okay. Cheese, delicious. Like you said. Love cheese. But you can't lie. A lot of cheeses, especially when you have an abundance of cheeses in one location, that's got to be a very pungent odor.
No. I love my cheese.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's going to be strong. And then my question, how do you fall asleep? How? How does this happen? Who is this for? I don't know. I'm scared.
It's so Nick would ask.
I'm scared. Okay.
Well, Nick, can we get into my favorite subject?
Yeah, why don't we get into your favorite subject? Good news.
But I do have one comment before we go there.
What's that?
It is that since I'm a celebrity, I will get married 4 times and let you know if it works. Because Broad Street's treating me very well.
Yeah, you came up with a song before we started recording.
2 songs.
2 songs that definitely belong on Broad Street. I'll pay for that show.
I'm one song. I'm 1 song away from being on Broadway.
1 song away. You need that breakthrough song.
Mm-hmm.
That top of the charts song.
Well, my last song, it's sitting at number 2 right now, so.
Yeah, of course. Number 2 on Broad Street.
But let's get into some good news.
Why don't we?
Now, this good news is unusual.
Oh, boy. When you say unusual, that terrifies me, so I'm interested to see where this goes.
But everyone loves McDonald's. Okay. And everyone loves the McRib. It is going to be coming back, all locations, on Monday morning in 38,695 stores. You're welcome, America.
Oh, my God. That's beautiful.
No, that's not our typical good news, but you know what? It had to be said because I know so many people love the McRib.
You know what's crazy is that someone actually made a video on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet. I need to. Actually explaining, like, why the McRib is released so, like, released on such an unusual schedule.
Oh, I can tell you why. People love the McRib. It creates a big demand for it. They usually only put it in certain stores so people would, travel to it. but they're putting it in all stores, and they put it out around this time of the year because Black Friday is right around the corner. People aren't going to want to stop and have a sit down. They're going to want to stop, have something to eat, and be on the run. Well, so many people love the McRib, they're going to say, let's go to McDonald's versus Wendy's or Burger King.
Right.
And they're saying they're probably doing it at all stores now because Wendy's now offers breakfast, which is new this year.
Yep, so...
But my question is, Nick, have you ever had the McRib?
I haven't.
Neither have I.
I don't go to McDonald's enough to I don't expand my horizons when I go to McDonald's because I go there so seldom that I just kind of like to get what I always get because I enjoy it so much.
That's your good news story for this week. I thought it had to be brought up.
You've just made me hungry though.
I'm sorry.
So now I'm sad.
I'm sorry. Go have breakfast.
Yeah, I'll have food. I'll go find food.
But that's the end for this week. Follow us on all social medias down below. Until Monday morning, because you're always going to want to keep up with us on the go. And if you have a news story that you want us to cover, DM us on Twitter. We'll cover it in our next available podcast episode.
And just a reminder that the Dumb Laws segment will be starting next Wednesday, that being the 11th, in case you want to be sure to listen to that.
And Nick, what state are we starting out in?
We are starting out this whole Dumb Laws segment in the good old state of Alabama.
It works for me. All right, see you Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Bye-bye.